split. It was split. That was picked by Existence in
Correct.
the previous series. But now with the match at hand, it is Team Taimou on the attack. And Team Izak will be defending. We'll see how these first earlier rounds start off. Will it be a stomp, or will we see a little bit more of a competitive match from the defense?
We'll have to see. Jumping into this first half, Sova, Sage, Brims, Reyna, and Raze. Sova, Sage, Raze, Breach, and Brim. So obviously the only difference there, favoring the Reyna over the Breach. Izak did have some flashes there with the Reyna. Again, it's been interesting watching a lot of that Omen play yesterday. Not a lot of that today. In fact, we have not seen Omen once all day long. In all of these series, Omen has not been picked, which is peculiar because even before the most recent patch that buffed Paranoia and made him much stronger, we saw a lot of Omen play in Europe compared to what we saw in North America. The aggressive play from Izak does not pan out well, as the Reyna will fall early here in the pistol round. 1:10 seconds left. They've got a 5-on-4, but they haven't actually made their way towards any side of the map. They're really just putting feelers out. They've got Pitt, who's playing now on the Breach, which is interesting, instead of playing on the classic Cypher. Moving on over towards A. Sees one up in heaven. That's Zonic. The duel is not really working for either player. Ooh. Towards the bottom of the magazine it goes, and Zonic ends up coming out on top of the 1v1.
Back down to the 4v4. Pistol still going to be the name of the game. So they're just trying to find where they want to go. Looks like A is looking quite nice this time of year, and that'll be where they decide to land the jet. So far, the plane is still up in the air. It's Zonix on the site, looking to be the turbulence that is setting them apart. The headshot is good, and they'll have control of the A site. Look at Happy, though, already poised up and pushing forward, not letting the defense have a moment to gather themselves. They'll start to push around the corner. Gabi going to get the better half of Happy, and now it's the 2v3 retake with the spike ticking down.
There's the pulses coming out from that recon dart. Gonna spot one or two. They try to stop this push from coming back through. The retake, though, looks masterful, as it will be Team Izak starting out strong here in the pistol. Lothar and company able to scoop back up site control with 3 players surviving as well. Really well played here in the pistol. And ooh, a couple of dunks coming out there from the Sage. we may have called that CPR before, but if they lose that map, this might be some Heimlich, as it would be a bit of a choke after crushing them in the first series.
Ooh. That was so many layers to that. Felt like that was some galaxy brain analysis there. Moving on to the next round. A couple of players are fortunate enough to have a handy little phantom in their pocket. It's Gabi that'll net himself that. But look at the force up here from Team Taimou. Bulldogs across the board, in addition to a Marshall. They're looking to keep things a little bit more interesting for the opposition. And this time around, it's going to be the B site that they're looking towards. Izak waiting behind the doors. They'll break one of those down, making things a little bit more difficult to cross. And as they start to funnel in, they need to be careful that there's a Spectre on the other side. The recon bolt will spot him out, and he'll push in aggressively. He'll find 2 quick kills. Happy will answer back, but at what cost? Well, actually, ends up quite well, as they will find the kills they need. And now it's down to the 2v3. The spike will likely go down, not before Trilix has something to say about it.
Trilix on the backside of the play. The spike's going to be planted, and it's planted for a connector. Not going to get there in time to spot them on their way out. I really like this setup, and actually look at this. Happy going all the way around. At least he wanted to, but decides to stop at a double and turns back towards home base, going the opposite direction. So realizes quickly that the home run isn't going to work out well. The nade goes down, so does the smoke. There's a molly in as well. The spike is not exactly planted in the easiest position to spot out. Happy's going to get one looking through the smoke. Can't quite find him. The gun not necessarily dialing in where it needs to. Team Izak steal it away. Happy ends up getting a 4K on the round anyway. So it's an expensive round victory there for Team Izak. Let's see what the money looks like here for Team Taimou.
I think one of those issues of when you force up, you're trying to guarantee yourself the win, but unfortunately, not going to bode well for the team. A little bit of a bug. I don't really think everyone has enough for Phantoms. We'll see what the scoreboard looks like in just a second to see what the money actually looks like And actually, it is one person with a Phantom. It's a little bit of a mixed bag, and if the rounds keep going like this, expect that mixed bag to continue to swirl. Two already pushing down aggressively. It's Izak. And Happy pays the price. Already a crucial member down. They need to either force A or double back and clear up the spawn. It's like they'll kind of do a bit of both.
Dead. Flash out.
There's the flash coming in from Pit as they make their way up onto the site. Pit's got the SMG in hand. The Tremor goes down on the backside of site. That'll allow them to get control of site. You've got the breach charge ready to fire away, but they haven't quite made their way in yet. Here they go. They start to push through, catching Pit as he goes for the aftershock back towards spawn. Gobby does get punished for that aggressive play. We're back to a numbers game where it's actually going to be the defense with the advantage. Not expecting the second one on the flank. Izak is there. That's 3 on the round. The double push C-Long works out nicely for Team Izak, who are finding their confidence yet again. After being bullied and pushed around on the last map, they've gotten off to a nice start, finding 3, even winning rounds that maybe should have been Taimou's to take.
Repercussions of that mean Team Taimou really need to decide long and hard how they want their economy to shape up. They're going to be forcing up again it looks like 3 rounds in a row. They're forcing the issue, but you know, for the opposite side, Team Izak, they definitely don't have the weaponry to play either. It's a little bit more of a difficult time, still waiting for those heavy armor Phantoms across the board rounds. So far, not going to be the case. 2 quick kills already traded back and forth, putting us at the 4v4. Things open up here a little bit for the attack.
Revealing area.
Ooh, look at this. Taimou was able to sneak past the owl drone. That is brutal. Lothar was flying around and did not anticipate that close player. Didn't clear it, so well played there, punishing the play from the Sova on the site. Happy catches 1, pushing through the doors. On screen will close out the round. The first one on the board for Team Taimou, who survived with 4 as well, so a solid round coming in from the attack. And the money also going to be kind of awkward. Look at this. Taimou just waiting around the corner. The owl drone goes straight in. Lothar is caught staring down at the screen that provides the feed back from the drone. The money, as you can see on the defense, is a little bit odd. You've got 2 Vandals coming in, a Sheriff, a Ghost, and a Stinger. They're forcing up and spending everything they've got. Losing this round would pretty much guarantee tie point for Team Taimou.
I believe it was also Team Izak that got to pick their side selection. You can correct me if I'm wrong, but that's going to be the case. They're not really... I mean, they're off to a hot start, but it seems like Team Taimou just needed a couple of rounds to find their footing, and footing they will find already on the seaside. Red carpet going to be rolled out for the opposition, and it's a VIP party nonetheless. On screen, going to take out Gob B. Still 2 members left for Team Izak. Unfortunately for them, the weaponry just not going to be the case for them to allow them to have the opportunity to win this round. It's a lot of members on the seaside, and a couple of guns already starting to poke through around the corner. Zonix going to try to pay for that aggression, takes out on screen, but the wall up means it's only one way in, and it's going to be through connector.
Nade does go down 2 on 4. Zonix with the Vandal may be better off just running away at this point. The ult is present for the Rays, so there is that showstopper available. And Zonix making that call as well. Full armor. It's time to back out and count your losses. At this point, Team Taimou going to get that second round on the board. The round that comes after this is going to be pretty rough. Should be a full save from everyone except for Zonix, who's bringing that Vandal in, assuming that he doesn't overstay his welcome here on that angle or get caught off by a rotate coming in from one of the attackers. Doesn't look like that's going to be the case. The Sage is moving towards spawn, but didn't get far enough out. But as a result, this next round coming in for Team Izak, excuse me, should be a little bit difficult. Team Taimou very likely going to tie things up. But at the same point in time, at times we've seen pistols work out well. We've seen some close rounds when there shouldn't be. And pretty frequently, we've seen some eco rounds today. A couple of thrifty buys that have worked out nicely for teams on both sides, whether they're on defense or they're on attack.
Absolutely going to be the case. But for Team Taimou, they're not strapped for cash at all. Somehow, Zonix going to find frag through flash, but still it's Team Taimou that have the weapons advantage. Seems like B's not quite working out for them. They'll find a frag, but still there's 2 members on the site holding it strong. One going to be on C.
Kill my allies.
It's the Brimstone player. Resurrection as well puts Pit back into the mix. Lothar pushing up Banana, but on the opposite side, the team is looking elsewhere. A not going to be the target here. A minute left on the clock. They're going to be looking towards C yet again, and it's just frag after frag. The Eco not going to be a thrifty win for them. But actually, God B, he's going to surprise us a little bit. Find 2 quick kills in the courtyard, and now with the spike down, they need to play this a little bit more carefully.
God B trying to hide from that recon dart. Likely wouldn't have been spotted by it anyway. The pulses wouldn't have made too much of a difference. That recon dart, a friendly one. God B with the nice swing. That's now 3 on the round for God B. It's down to 2 on both sides. The dart coming out of the Aldrone. It's going to spot one. Happy makes quick work of Lothar on the back end of the play. God B fights his way out of the corner, and now you've got a one-on-one. It's Sage versus Sage, but Izak has been brought back into the fold. The Leer now potentially going to be something to work with as God B tries to move towards the C site, tries to stop the plant. Happy hears it, but Happy will have none of that. It's going to be God B picking up the ace. Happy can't even really get started on firing. Happy's there just too quickly. We mentioned it. It may not be the greatest round, the greatest buy coming in from Team Izak, but it works out in the end as God B goes ham.
Wow. You know, you think, okay, Team Taimou, they needed a couple of rounds to get on the board, but look at this. God B. Can we just talk about European Sage players, man? Please. I need a podcast only on Sage. How are these players getting away with this? God B, he's got the gusto. Now has an ace under his belt. Full buy for both these teams. The defense opting in for 2 operators. And on Haven, that can be deadly. A lot of distant sight lines. Taimou already using the Phantom to get some damage done. The Reyna going to be cut off from the opposition. Zonix that pays the price, and now Izak has to push back up through the sewer.
That's kind of tough. The wall goes down, and you're going to see Soulcast come in as well on the backside, catching off Izak, who had popped the ult. Empress not going to make too much of a difference. 2-on-3, good utility and skill use coming in here from the attack, especially in regards to their ults. They've still got some available as well. They've got the Raze ult, so they've got the Showstopper, and they also have Hunter's Fury. Smokes are going to go down. The spike currently ticking away to a dangerous point right now as the defense continues to struggle. Trilix will drop, and now it's all on God B. Nice shooting from up in heaven. Another follow-up as well. This is coming to be a problem right now. It's God B yet again versus Happy on the site. This time God B wins, but time too far gone. God B unlikely to even escape. The spike does not get close enough on the detonation ring, so just barely dodges that one. But it will be Team Taimou who come out there with the victory. But everyone dies. It's a scorched earth round.
Okay. Sage gets nerfed, and then she gets nerfed, and then they follow up that nerf with another nerf. But then we have these all-star players bringing it out, and they are some of the best on the team. Not always going to be the case. Yes, we have our Jets. Of course we have our Jets. You can never forget the Jet mains. But these Sage players coming out of the woodwork, oh my goodness, just very, very impressive stuff. And God B going to continue that domination, already starting to hunt down his prey. They'll push up through the courtyard, demand 2 kills, take them all down, and now the offense, they're scrambling to keep it together.
Pitiful.
A bit through the smoke, spamming away. Izak not able to do much about that one. Trilix able to connect with the operator. Oh, here's the Hunter's Fury right on the money. A second shot does hit as well. So Lothar now taken out of the round. On screen, connecting onto Trilix. On screen, having a great round, but it's going to be cut a bit short. Zonix finally stops it. No more blood will be spilled. A 5th round here for Team Izak.
Okay, 5-3. It's quite close here now at this point, but for Team Taimou, their original luck, feng shui that I was feeling for their return has really subsided quite quickly as we've seen Team Izak really turn up the heat, and that Bunsen burner is boiling now by this point. Team Taimou, their economy's not in the greatest shape, so for them this is looking like a little bit of a save, except Team Taimou maybe did not get the memo. Buying an operator to really deal with some of these issues he's having up against the defense. Smokes are down, and it looks like the C push is going to be slow moving to start. Molotov will put Soulcast's journey to a quick halt here down long. The rest of the team following behind. Trilix, trigger finger going to stay on the pulse as he does not know there's an army waiting on the opposite side. As the smoke subsides, let's see how he deals with it.
Nice shot coming out from Trilix, delivering and taking out Taimou. The rest of the team sitting back behind that smoke, currently grouped up on C long. Trilix does have the ult in connection with the op in his possession. Goes for a refresh on a smoke mid, but continues to play on C. Right now, it's actually Team Izak who's just playing this slow, trying to bait them into a rotate. Oh, the timing for Trilix doesn't matter. Nice flick back onto Pit, who couldn't finish off the kill that he started. You've got Izak right around the corner as well. The nade's finally going to land. Izak does end up taking down the Al drone that came in. Here comes the ult. The showstopper doesn't work out. The Leer actually having a huge impact on that. It's come down to just one, and it's going to be on screen, who's on 12 HP, no less. 14 seconds left. They waited so long to try to execute towards that site, but it just doesn't work out well. Now I gotta ask, Mixwell, Gob B, Happy, Artis,
Question mark?
question mark? Could it be?
Okay. Hold on there, Bach. You can't have like 4 op players, okay? You need to dial
Listen.
it back a little bit. You got to sprinkle in a
Listen.
little bit of Odin, a little bit of Vandal.
Odin? Unless you're talking about activating God mode. I don't know about the Odin. I mean, Mixwell can rifle. It's fine. Mixwell actually rifled pretty consistently at one point when we watched them during the group stages. Was using the operator at times, but was also feeling comfortable with just a rifle in his hands. So, I don't know. I'm just saying. G2. I mean, Carlos, you got the contacts, right?
Like I said, this is a stage for a lot of players to really showcase what they're capable of. Of course, Happy, this is one of his first opportunities. God B, no stranger to Valorant, already competing in the G2 Esports European Brawl #2. Not really having a great success there, but another opportunity here to really showcase what he's capable of. And an ace in a 4K, he's on his way to really cooking up a storm here. So far, Team Taimou this round are at the mercy of Ops Galore up against Team Taimou. 2 players remain. They don't really have the weaponry to tango, so they'll have to wait till the next round for the opportunity to really compete up against this roster. But so far, it's not really looking so good in this first half.
I'm pretty sure I could be the 5th for that team, and they would win every single time. I could be the 5th and play from, like, Antarctica, and we would still win, because it just doesn't even matter. Speaking of doesn't matter, this push has no impact. It doesn't matter whatsoever, as Izak is there to crush it in the end. 7-3, Team Izak looking so much happier to be on Haven. That first map just did not work out well for them. Gob B has found new form. He struggled in the last map, just couldn't really connect. And again, we mentioned it, they just didn't have money. It felt like half the time they were just on pistols. So here it's not been a problem for them. And Gabi is now 14-4, 10-8 for Izak. On the opposite side, Happy, who's had some flashes, just sitting at 9-7. But the rest of the team kind of lagging a little bit behind on that. We'll see how they try to close out the half. It looks like a group up towards A long. There's a lot of players present. And it was On Screen who initially peaked and decided to back off.
One thing that I like about this play here is that the defense are starting to really feel like, okay, the offense, they're not really that comfortable on Haven. Look at how they're starting to put this tidal wave up against the opposition. You've got Izak lurking in from behind, trying to get some information. Are they in the courtyard? No. Are they in spawn? No. The rolling red carpet tells us it's going to be towards that A site. The utilities being thrown. The smoke maybe not the most ideal towards Heaven, but it'll get the job done. And now they've made their way onto the site, but the tidal wave is slowly closing in. Already from behind, Izak trying to get some job done. Gabi with 2. It's Pit that'll answer back with the Guardian. And so far, so good. 3 kills for Pit. And now all down to 1 final player for Team Izak. It's Lothar. The shot's good from the operator. Still 2 more members left on the site. They can get the job done. I believe there's 1 down in Hell for the offense, and Lothar still has to work his way through onto the site. The operator can really get the job done. Aftershock going to give him a little bit of distance, but Lothar sends that one flying. Now the Shock Dart trying to get some information behind the site. Little does he know there's going to be a one-up in hell. Now the swing comes through. The flick isn't good, and it's Solkus that'll come out on top, putting us at a 7-4 score line.
Yeah, but at the same point in time, Solkus wins the 1v1, but that was all Pit with the Guardian. Some crazy shots coming out there. We don't really see a whole lot of Guardian play, but it was 3 on the round, and it was just dirty one-taps. Some players talk about how they really love the Guardian, just because it's such a satisfying gun when you get that kill, and you can see that. Personally, I'd rather watch someone get kills with the Guardian. I find that a whole lot more satisfying than actually using it. It just doesn't work for me. I just don't have that same level of aim. The mechanics just on a whole different level when you're looking at a player like Pit. Again, Izak's going to get aggressive on C. This time, Happy's going to be holding for it. Does go ADS, and as a result, will get bested by the Phantom. The faster fire rate of the Phantom plus the ADS of the Vandal, slowing it down just a bit, results in success for Izak, who goes for the self-heal. So devouring the soul there and moving back towards another territory. It's going to be Trilix that drops on screen, and this round is looking more like the rounds we saw coming before it, as we're in a 4-on-2.
So this is looking like an 8-4. Taimou holding on to the operator. He might get the job done still. I mean, let's not discredit them out just yet. Of course, it's going to be a difficult task. 2v4, especially up against this defense squad that are hungry after a difficult map on Bind. Solkus, Taimou. Spike picked up. Now they're going to make their way through the middle. The courtyard is quite open, but on the opposite side, it's Brimstone waiting behind the doors. Taimou leading the charge, just walking in the crosshairs. Not going to see anyone just quite yet. On the opposite side, it's Lothar. He's got to op himself, looking into the site. The crossfire has been set up, checking their corners. No one's there. Around the corner they go. Solkus takes out the op. It's Lothar that falls. And now they'll start the pinch in from behind. Trilix will get Solkus out of the picture immediately, but the spike is down on Taimou. He's got to defend this retake.
Oh, the missed shot from Taimou, trying to peek around this smoke. Has the ult. Actually ults himself. Goes into the corner. I actually love that move. Kind of confusing, but it's a good effort, or at least a good try to try and defend the site. But at this point, I mean, took significant damage from his own ult. The idea was there to try and delay that defuse from coming in. Maybe catch someone on top of the spike. It will be 8-4 as we move into the second half. Team Izak looking way better than they did on first map. Team Taimou had some flashes here and there, but Gob B really went nuts in that first half. 16-5 from the legendary CS IGL.
It's just one of those things, and we talked a little bit about it before. Team comfortability on maps. Wine just doesn't seem to be what Team Izak are comfortable on. We talked a little bit about how they played throughout the tournament and their success on Haven, and really the only map that they lost on Haven was 13-12. Went down to the wire up against Team Existence. Now moving into this one, Team Taimou looking to have a similar performance, try to get some of these rounds back into their favor. You know, on the defensive side, they'll be probably a little bit more comfortable stopping these pushes forward, and already an engagement has begun in the pistol.
They've started to work their way up long, but look at this. They've got 2 now flanking through on B. This will be a little bit awkward. You've got 2 players on A, both pushed into the sewers on short. You've got the Rays still watching the flank, so there's a possibility to catch this one, but I don't think they're going to anticipate players coming from that portion. On screen was waiting towards mid to see if more players were going to be coming into B, but that doesn't end up being the case as the spike has gone down. Do they anticipate the Rays around this corner? No. Zonix able to drop one over on long. Happy, though, is still in position to find at least 1 kill. Solkus dropping the Rays before dying to the nade that came in from that Rays. So a post-mortem frag for the attacking Rays, and now it's down to a 3-on-2. Make it a 3-on-1. It's all on-screen, rotating over from the B site. The wall now been broken, but the wall of defenders very much still present. The spike planted for long, takes the initial fight, can't quite win it. There's players on both sides, tries to send a shock dart up. It actually sails just a bit past the target. It'll be Lothar to close things out. Team Izak win the pistol and might get close enough to guaranteeing a third map.
I have to say that was played as best as you could play it there from on screen. He was able to back himself up in the corner, so the person playing Banana, especially in that pocket, was not allowed to have the opportunity to get set up a crossfire, right? So, like you're saying, possibly here, this is where Team Izak continue their domination, continue their momentum. Could take us to map number 3. So far, that's the trend. Team Taimou wants to get their rifles online in the following round. We'll see once the competition really starts to increase. Looking like sees the push forward, and they'll push in quite aggressively. A jump from Lothar with the Owl Drone gets a little bit tagged by the paint shells. The smokes down mean that the execute's coming through, and it's Soulcast trying to get a little bit of a visual from above, but they'll back away, faking that utility.
Soulcast there with the pistol. Lothar, a little bit lost as to what's going on. Oh, look at this flank play. You've got the bomb trying to get planted. The spike does end up going down, though, as the support comes in. Trilix will turn back around and spot Pith. Soulcast has now found another one on the round with just a pistol. There's great damage actually dealt here as well to the Brim. There is a Sage still up on attack, but the Sage is stuck in the backside of sight, back behind the Gong. Happy coming in with the Sheriff, and we know what this man can do with the one-shot pistol. We've seen it. Not going to be an issue here as Gabi says, I'm not allowing that to be a thing. I'm not going to be part of your highlight reel montage. Gabi still back behind the Gong, trying to keep this retake from being possible, and is turning the round into a highlight of his own. Still dodging the shot, swings wide and finds 3. Team Izak now on double digits as Team Taimou are not able to find success in the round following the pistol.
2 rounds away from map point. Team Taimou really feeling the pressure. Of course, they've got their weapons finally online. We'll see how they'll be able to make it work. Team Izak have had quite the performance, and it's really, you know, you could probably aid it to the agent selection, you could aid it to the gunplay, but quite honestly, I feel like it's all the confidence that they're coming into this map. Not sure what the map is going to be on the opposite side. If you recall, it is going to be the coin flip between Split or Ascent, and I don't think either team is excited for what's to come.
Izak vanishing into that smoke. Wanting to push past, but just waiting for it to fade. You've got Happy sitting on the back of sight. I'm just waiting for him to try and use that wall to boost up onto the big box. They're starting to make their way towards that door. You know they want to go in. Slowly clearing, checking both sides. Taimou will start the firing squad first. Happy is going to chime in with one as well. There's the Leer, though, to get them past. I like that. The dismiss coming in from Reyna to get over towards A. That might guarantee a plant, but Reyna is alone over there. They had Lothar trying to go through the garage. Reyna making a play all by himself. It's going to be Izak on the A site going for the spike plant. At the least, they'll get the money from the spike plant. But with 77 HP and just 4 armor, the wall going down, gonna make things a lot harder for him.
Oh, the aftershock. Almost deadly, but when you see a wall and it's not the color of your team, who do you expect is on the other side? Of course, it's Happy. Loves to be on top of the wall. Barrier Orb going to be his best friend time and time again. Round back on the board for Team Taimou. Of course, the weaponry favoring them in that round. We'll see how Team Izak are able to bounce back. They have a large round buffer if they want to keep things going here. They can afford to lose 1 or 2 as long as they are able to bounce back. And for them, I don't really think they've got the economy for all weapons across the board, but at least enough to keep things still competitive with the opposition.
We're going to see that long-range dart coming in here from on-screen. Probably going to see some aggression coming out from Team Taimou. Never mind. They start to change their minds. It looked like for a second we were going to see that double play towards C long with aggression. Instead, Pitt's going to be on that one alone. Rambo right now over on the C site. And Pitt has actually pushed all the way through. They should start calling this, hey, there is a heavy chance you're going to see an A-side push. There's going to be a fight and spawn in a moment as Pitt spots out the Raze, not the Sage, excuse me. The Raze will fall. Izak, though, managed to open up the A-side. The problem is that's the spike going down on the back end of the play. So now the Sage has to go back and grab it. Gabi has to get there and get there fast. Does not want to take this exchange with the breach. Pitt getting into position. The wall is down from Gabi. Heads up play from him. Site control still held by Team Izak. You can see the wall getting chiseled away at here in spawn. We're going to have a 3-on-3 on the site in just a moment. The Reyna ult popped. Empress going to try and make their way towards spawn.
Wow.
But there's Happy, ending that one quickly. The Raze ult doesn't really do much. And it'll be a 2-on-3 favoring the defense.
Oh, Pit, though, from behind. Trilix, the last one standing. Blinded by the light. It's Pit with the 3K. Masterful lurk from behind. He gets the frag near the attacker's spawn. And then from there, it's just business as usual. Makes his way through Banana, ultimately sealing the deal there. Another round back on the board for Team Taimou, but we talked about how Team Izak, they can afford to lose a couple of rounds here or there as long as they are able to fight back and continue to close that gap eventually for the win. They do not want Team Taimou with the satisfaction of getting the 2-0. Let's see how they shape up here. The pistols across the board for the offense, so not going to be a very successful round for them. But like you said before, we have seen some very thrifty rounds, so we'll see how that ends up playing out here for the attacker side.
Nice quick peek coming out there. The Sheriff shot's actually right on the money. Doesn't do too much damage. Taimou is going to be falling back off of that, though. Moving back around towards Heaven. Doesn't matter. The target that was initiating that attack is long since moved away. Here's the ult coming out, though. The Rolling Thunder to get things started. The Orbital Strike over on B as well. You've got Happy cycling positions around the site. Manages to turn back in time.
Wow.
And there's Happy just playing Ring Around the Rosie on B. Using that big box as cover, finishing off the 3K. Team Taimou is not out of this one yet, despite the 10 on the scoreboard for Team Izak. Team Taimou is keeping themselves alive, finding number 7.
Whew. Getting real close there. Bach having a quick look at how Happy he's got himself a protractor, looking from one angle to the next with exact precision. Of course, that was the eco round for the opposition. The attackers now, they're locked and loaded. Unfortunately for them, no op in play, but they can try to pick one up off of Taimou. He's got the angle now, looking down Banana, not going to connect with anyone. It's Izak that is pushing forward past the Molotov. I don't think they expect this, but this Izak expect the unexpected. It's hit on the side, and he avoids the flash, and he'll take him down. Gabi, though, on the opposite side, grabs a frag in C short, and now it opens up the opposite side of the map for them.
Taimou again playing aggressive on long. Not terribly so, just holding the angle, watching the cross. The Sage just about wandering into it. Ugh! Misses the shot, though. Gabi gets a second chance on life, decides to use it for an advanced push and peek. And now Taimou's found another. So the round sort of falls apart, and you've still got Taimou here on long, looking to get at least the 3-piece on the round. You've got the dart coming out that will at least spot the position, but there's support now coming in. The flash flying out as well. Happy and Taimou both swing. Well played from Team Taimou. Again, they're keeping themselves in the game.
We're getting close here. 2 rounds separate these two teams, and the attack are struggling to put some back on the board. Yes, they've had success in these first 2 halves. Well, there's only 2 halves, but they've had some success, and so far it's been quite slowed down by the defense. They've got the weaponry now to keep that momentum going, and hopefully for them, they haven't lost too many members, and as a result of that, their economy is in, to be quite honest, pretty good shape. Team Izak not looking so good. Looks like it's pistols across the board once again. Ghost here for Gabi. They're going to play things a little bit more faster pace, pushing in through the courtyard. Flash is going to pay off for Pit, but he'll cost his life. And now Gabi's got himself an assault rifle, trying to lead the charge towards C. It's on screen from behind, grabbing himself an ult point, but unfortunately he's interrupted and finds one with the kill onto Gabi instead. The rest of the team trying to push forward. The shock dart going to land right between the eyes. And going to continue that push forward. Actually finds Lothar trying to plant the spike. All down to Zonix now. Owl Drone going to spot him out. He's got to rush on through, but right into the open arms of on screen. Another round on the board for the defense. And they are inching ever so closely to catching up.
I mean, they were just 1 round away from tying this up. This is solid in the second half. There's the shock dart coming out. We don't see shock dart kills all that often, but we've seen a few in this series. In fact, we saw, I think, on Bind, a double shock dart kill. Maybe not in this series, but earlier in the day for on-screen. So seeing more potentially by one player than we've seen all tournament long in other tournaments. I still love some of the creativity we'll see from Sovas with that long-range shock dart play. Here's Taimou getting aggressive, spotting those pulses coming out from the Hunter's Fury. That was his teammate, just trying to stay away from them while his teammate slows down the push, if it was even coming that way. Not going to be the case. There is one pushed all the way up on long, though. It's the Reyna right around the corner already. A quick trade out, though, as Izak only kills the Sova, and the res is in immediately. Good play coming in from Happy, and Solkas is there as well. So again, strong advantage early in the round here for Team Taimou.
Going to keep that momentum going over towards the defense. Seems like Team Izak, the steam has slowly fizzled out to a light little rain. They'll push in towards B as there is a flank from behind, and it's Taimou ready to look in towards the site. Happy here with his classic boost. Going to try to hop in, and from below, it's got B that pays the price. But before Happy could even get involved, his team steals away his kills. But now that'll tie us up 10-10. Of course, the economy not really, you know, it's back and forth. But for Team Izak, they just had their full buy and lost it all here. They'll have enough here to buy it. Maybe not complete utility, but the very bare minimum, at least try to compete for one more round as things are starting to slip away.
(22-12) for God B. 21-12 for Happy. It's Happy versus God B. And hopefully in the near future, it'll be Happy and God B side by side. Don't know how that would work, though. Two players in main stage might get a little bit interesting. Obviously, only kidding. We've got Taimou pushing up aggressively with the operator. Hits a shot. Actually didn't kill the Reyna. Shot through the Reyna's leg and killed the Raze behind him. So drops the Reyna down to 23 HP. It's a wallbang kill, but not really. There's the res coming in onto Zonix. The heal is also present, so that early damage dealt by the operator negated. But at the same point in time, you've still got one more here on long. Look at this play coming out. You've got the breach just holding its pit, waiting for the push. Taimou's finally going to stop Izak after the early damage was dealt. Ends up having to do even more. But you've still got Pit there waiting for the cross. It's not going to come to B. You've got the Raze pushed all the way up in mid, almost in the B site. The rest of the team starting to come back towards spawn now and head over towards C where the spike is headed. Got the Owl drone going towards B. That's going to give the intel that there's nothing B. So the Sova's going to turn back around inside the window. Does he get there in time to peek and spot them going in through garage? Just barely catches Gob B on the way through. Happy back behind the site. No surprise here to see him up on top of the wall, using that wall to his advantage. Nade comes in, does significant damage. Showstopper coming out, but it doesn't matter. It's too late. Happy hitting the shot right before the rocket lands. 11 rounds now. Team Taimou have stolen the lead.
You ask yourself, Happy, this is your first appearance in Valorant. Maybe there's some secret scrims that we don't have access to, but first public performance, and what a performance it has been. You know, you go map after map. Is he going to do it again? Is he going to do it again? Yes, he will. 24, 13, and 6, and especially in a moment when there's a heat-seeking missile landing right above your forehead, manages to find 2 kills. Plays in the face of danger, trying to get a couple of kills through the courtyard. It's the eco for the opposition. Happy, ready with his classic self-boost. Backyard paint shell, trying to get the back of sight. The gong going to keep things alive. Shot after shot. Taimou and Happy on janitor duty, cleaning up the floor. It's map point here for Team Taimou.
I will say, if that was actually a heat-seeking missile, I would be willing to agree with people who say Raze is overpowered. That would be ridiculous. Or if you could pilot it somehow, that would be insane. Yeah. Happy coming right around the corner, finding 3 on the site, doing what Happy has done all tournament long. Team Taimou now 1 round away from securing a 3-0 in groups, which, again, not entirely surprising. Team Izak has struggled. If anything, the scoreline being what it is more surprising, as Team Izak has put up a serious fight here on Haven. Izak himself, the man whose name is on the team, gonna pop the ult. It's on screen, who gets things going early, but Gombi with an immediate trade back. Solkos gonna pop the showstopper over on the B or C side, excuse me. Down goes Lothar, the bomb buddy coming out. Is it enough? Yes, it is. The post-mortem bomb buddy on to Trilix. Gombi working in from garage though, all alone. It's a 1-on-3 to try to keep the game going, to try and force it into OT. Gombi has to duck back as the flash comes through. The flashpoint doesn't result in a push. The wall is going to get broken. Gombi doesn't anticipate 2 targets. The ult was down anyway. 2-0.